Hey, welcome back. I thought I'd share my milling machine journey from purchasing it to putting it into service, whether it'll help someone else with their dream machine. This journey began actively looking for a machine like this for 2 to 3 years to find one in my price range. When the wait finally paid off and I found this machine on Gumtree, so I called the guy and said I'd buy it. I quickly called the wife and I got a blessing, so that was good. I called the guy back and got his details and transferred him a deposit to hold the machine for me. Did all this within about 10 minutes. And then the next 2 weeks was organising how to get it, and it was 8 hours away in Adelaide. So the 2 weeks leading up to picking it up, it was pretty stressful, trying to get everything ready as I could, from making sure the ute was all serviced and ready to go, to the trailer, crack testing the axles, re-greasing the bearings, all that stuff. The machine was cheap enough that I was willing to take the risk of its condition. So I wouldn't have been upset if it was completely worn out, just for the price. And I didn't have a big budget, so I was willing to slowly fix it up if need be, just because the price was paying for it. I was extremely lucky that with this deal that the machine turned out great, and the guy I bought it off was fantastic. So he was an older guy, retiring, and needed to get rid of everything from his factory. So he never used this machine. He bought it at auction, and from what I worked out, that it had been he had had it 11 years sitting in his factory. So the guy was really nice, and he was willing to remove the table and all the lead screws, all the servo motors, the knee elevation, and the whole head and turret assembly off, and he had that on a pallet, so I could then transport it easier, because I was restricted with my trailer with the weight, and it worked out well. Everything went pretty smoothly. I wasn't the biggest fan of how we lifted the machine, but I didn't really have much of a choice, and it worked, so that was the main thing. And on the way home, travelling through the Adelaide hills, the ute did not handle the hills with the weight, and it was boiling the engine, and I had to go back to first gear, and I opened the windows, and it was a hot day too, and put the heater on flat out just to try and bring the engine temp down a bit, and seemed to help. And the rest of the journey was all fine. It's just the hills are so steep. So this is a ProtoTrack CNC/manual mill. So I've removed the servo motor from the spindle for its travel, because you couldn't use the quill down. You had to wind it. So yeah. Plus, I'm not using it for CNC, so it made no point moving it on there. I don't use the auto feed on the quill. I'm missing some stuff. Hopefully, I can sort that out at some point, and then I can use the auto feed function of it. But and I was missing the handle, and I was missing the ProtoTrack, the screen, which would have mounted on here. So the guy that I bought it off, he was planning to use it as a CNC, but after he purchased it, in the time that he purchased it and delivered it, someone had pinched the screen from it, and maybe the knee handle. But so I've still got the Y servo motor on there. I've removed the X, which was mounted under here, and so it's fitted with ball screws on X and Y, and the spindle was Z, and here that ball screw too. And it's got the power drawbar, which is a good feature. It works well. I've fitted the skirts on here. I was lucky that the machines had a fair bit of abuse, like on the table, but it hasn't done much work, I don't believe. I've had the top of the spindle, the pulleys off, everything all looks like new under there. I'd say it's just had a bit of a rough treatment, but overall it's in pretty good condition. It could do with some re-scraping on the table, but it's not bad. And I've put this one on as well. It works really well. So I've got it all sealed, so I don't get anything behind, and I've just made it so you can just quickly pull this off, and easy access to inspect. And it all stays, I don't get anything behind there at all. It all stays clean with this. So that's, it's a good little feature put on. And I've put on the X auto feed on the table, and it's not too bad. And the digital readout, so I've mounted all that up. And this one, I've made up brackets and